All right, let's jump right in. Today we're looking into Marcus Rashford's loan to Aston Villa.
Yeah, this is a pretty big move.
Yeah, it really is. And we're actually pretty lucky because Aston Villa Football Club just uploaded an interview with Rashford himself on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
So let's dive into that and figure out why a Manchester United star would do something like this.
Right. Yeah, you don't see that every day.
Not at all. So to start off, Rashford talks about how Aston Villa is in like an ambitious time.
Okay.
And it seems like he's pretty excited about that and wants to, be a part of it.
It's interesting that he specifically says he wants to, contribute to their success.
Yep.
It almost sounds like he's thinking about, how his skills can really make a difference.
Right. And how he can help them get to that next level.
Exactly. And he even mentions his ability to, decide football games,
Hmm.
which maybe suggests he's looking for more opportunities to shine.
Yeah, to really stand out.
Right.
And be the game changer.
Exactly.
He wants to be.
And we also can't forget about the Champions League.
Yeah.
Rashford's pretty clear that winning that trophy is a big deal for him.
Oh, yeah.
Both personally and for Aston Villa, and he even says, if you don't aim to win it, you're never going to win it.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement.
It is, but it shows just how ambitious he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got that winning mentality.
For sure. And this is where things get kind of interesting for anyone listening who maybe isn't familiar with football transfers.
Yeah.
A loan move means a player joins another club for a certain period.
Right. Temporarily.
Right. So is this just Rashford getting some experience chasing the Champions League, or is this a sign of something more?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Exactly. And then there's Aston Villa's manager, Unai Emery.
Oh, yeah.
Rashford calls him a top manager who's done amazing things.
Even I've heard of Emery.
He's got a huge reputation in football.
Yeah.
He's known for his tactics, his ability to analyze the other team.
Right.
And he's really good at getting the best out of his players.
Okay, so is that why Rashford chose Aston Villa?
It's possible.
Is he trying to learn from Emery?
It could be. He does talk about wanting to, discover himself and improve.
Okay, so maybe Emery's coaching is a big part of this.
I think it's definitely a possibility.
So for those of us who aren't like tactical geniuses,
Right.
could you explain what makes Emery such a good manager?
Well, Emery is really good at adapting. He changes formations and tactics based on who they're playing.
Wow.
But one thing that stays consistent is his high-pressing style.
Okay.
So forcing those turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And Rashford, with his speed, could be really dangerous in that kind of system.
Oh, wow, I see.
Think about him, latching onto those through balls and using that space behind the defense.
Right.
It could be a nightmare for other teams.
So this isn't just like a random move.
Definitely not.
This is like a tactical thing.
Absolutely. And on top of that, Emery is known for, really preparing.
Oh, wow.
Studying the opponent and finding those weaknesses.
Right.
And Rashford, with his versatility and goal scoring, could be the perfect weapon for that.
Okay, so we've got ambition, a top manager, and like a really good tactical match.
Right.
But we can't forget this is Rashford's first time playing for a team that isn't Manchester United.
Yeah.
That's got to be a big adjustment.
It is. It takes courage to leave the club where you've played your whole career.
And speaking of feeling comfortable, Rashford mentioned that he feels good about the other England national team players already at Aston Villa.
Oh, yeah?
Could that sense of familiarity be another factor?
It's possible. Team dynamics are really important.
Especially for someone starting fresh.
Exactly. Having that support system can make all the difference.
Right. It's like having friends already there.
Exactly. It can really boost your confidence.
Okay, so we've got Rashford's ambition, Emery's influence, the Champions League dream, and this team chemistry thing.
Right.
Is this starting to make sense now?
It's definitely starting to paint a clearer picture of
Yeah.
why this move could be a good fit for him.
Yeah, it seems like a very thought-out move on his part.
Exactly. It's not just about playing time. There's a lot more to it. Yeah, it seems like he really thought this through.
So he also mentions that Aston Villa's style of play suits him.
Right.
So what is it about Aston Villa that makes this such a good match for Rashford?
Well, Aston Villa under Emery is a totally different team now.
Okay.
They play with a lot of energy, really fast transitions, and sharp attacks,
Mm-hmm.
which is perfect for Rashford. And his speed, he's not afraid to take on defenders.
Right.
He can create chances for himself and his teammates.
So you're saying at Aston Villa he'll have more freedom to do his thing.
Exactly, to be that dynamic attacker.
Right.
And don't forget, Emery is really good at developing attacking players.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at what he did with Nicolas Pepe at Lille
Right.
or Gerard Moreno at Villarreal.
Mm.
He knows how to get the most out of players like Rashford.
So maybe Rashford sees this as a chance to not just rediscover his form, but to really take his game to the next level?
Yeah, working with Emery could really help him improve.
This is getting really interesting. We started with this loan move, and now we're talking about tactics, Champions League dreams, and Rashford may be becoming even better.
It's definitely more than meets the eye.
But could this be more than just a loan?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Could this be the start of something bigger for Rashford at Aston Villa?
Well, football's a business,
Right.
and a lot of things can happen.
Yeah.
But let's say Rashford does amazing at Aston Villa,
Okay.
helps them reach the Champions League, gets back to his best form, and really connects with the club.
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't be surprising if Aston Villa tried to make the move permanent.
Okay, so what about Manchester United?
Right,
They're letting go of a star player, even if it's temporary.
right.
What does that tell us about their plans for Rashford?
That's a good question, and we can only guess right now.
Yeah.
Maybe they think this will help Rashford regain his confidence and he'll come back to Manchester United even better. Or maybe there are other reasons like money problems or changes in their tactics.
Right.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens with Rashford and Manchester United.
It's like one move can change everything.
Exactly.
But let's not forget about the human side of things.
Right.
This is a big change for Rashford leaving his club for the first time.
It's a big deal to leave the club you've always played for.
Do you think there's an emotional element to this?
Definitely leaving a place where you've achieved so much and built relationships.
Right.
It's not easy. It takes courage and self-belief to step outside your comfort zone.
It's a good reminder that even at the top level of football,
Yeah,
there are real people with real stories.
I absolutely...
It's not just about the stats and tactics.
Right, it's about people following their dreams.
And navigating their careers.
Exactly.
And we can't forget about the fans.
Oh, yeah, the fans are a huge part of it.
Manchester United fans might be feeling a lot of things right now.
Right, like disappointment or maybe even betrayal.
Yeah.
And Aston Villa fans are probably excited to have a player like Rashford.
It just shows that football is more than just a game.
Definitely.
It brings people together and creates these strong connections.
For sure, it's a cultural phenomenon.
So much buzz around this one move.
Right.
But taking a step back, what does Rashford's move, even if it's just a loan, say about like the state of football right now?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
On one hand, it could show that players are getting more powerful.
Okay.
Top guys like Rashford aren't happy just sitting on the bench or being in a system that doesn't work for them.
They want to play.
Exactly. They want to grow and be part of something big.
So it's not just about the money or fame anymore.
Not really. It's more about finding the right place to succeed.
The right environment.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the Premier League?
Right.
Aston Villa is already doing well.
Yeah.
And now they might have Rashford.
It could definitely shake things up at the top.
Could this change who makes it to the Champions League?
It's possible the Premier League is super competitive,
Right.
and adding someone like Rashford to a team like Aston Villa could really shift the balance.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Definitely.
Imagine if Aston Villa gets a Champions League spot with Rashford.
That would be huge.
A big statement.
For the club and for the whole league.
It would show that anyone can make it.
Yeah, that ambition and smart choices can change everything.
And for the fans,
Right.
it makes things even more exciting and unpredictable. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Rashford's move, I'm feeling pretty excited.
Yeah.
There's so many possibilities, so many things could happen.
Definitely.
But I think the main takeaway is that football is always changing.
It is.
Players are becoming more assertive.
Right.
Clubs have to adapt.
For sure.
And the competition's getting tougher.
Absolutely. And for fans, that means we're in for some amazing football.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll be back soon with more insights from the world of football. But until then, keep those football conversations going.
Absolutely.
Let us know what you think about Rashford's move and what it means for the future of the game.